Hi everybody, this is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy. Welcome to lesson number 90. In this lesson we will introduce the student to a new vowel diphthong, OY. Let's begin by setting up the table. You'll need your top 160 sight word list, or if you've moved on because your student has mastered all 160, then you'll be working on the top 290 sight word list. You can find this at the flyingcatacademy.com website, and you'll go to the guided lessons section and you'll see two sub-tabs and choose the one that's called extra resources. You'll need the teacher instruction sheet, the student's sight word card pack, some blank index cards for introducing new sight words, a highlighter, markers, and some pencils. For the phonemic awareness drill, you'll need the teacher instruction sheet and the colored tiles for the student. For the visual drill and auditory drill, you need the teacher instruction sheets and the student's card pack. We'll do a blending drill today, so you'll have to have this one all ready to go on the table. And for the magnetic letter tile drills for reading and spelling, you'll need the teacher instruction sheets and the cookie sheet with the letters spread in a rainbow shape for the student. You'll need the syllable pounding instruction sheet, the new phoneme graphing kinesthetic discovery sheet, and the sheets for the lesson. We'll have a sort today. 4 words to sort them into is OY at the beginning, middle, or end, and same with OI. So that's got to be ready to go. And you also might have a timer on the table. You'll need this if you've introduced the fluency element to the lesson. And you'll need a secondary program to do this, such as Read Naturally or the 6-minute reading solution. Let's begin with the sight word study method. Student, could you take out your sight word card pack? And I'd like you to read through every word in your card pack. After you read a word correctly, you'll put a check mark in the corner of the card. When you're finished reading all the cards, you'll hand the card pack to your teacher, and then it's your teacher's turn to read. Your teacher reads each card, and you will write down each word on a piece of paper. When a word is written correctly, then in the other corner of the card, you'll put a check mark. After you're all finished, it's time for a quick discussion about which of those words has been mastered. Mastered words will be removed from the card pack, and this leaves space. If you have time, you will introduce a new sight word at that point. It's time for the phonemic awareness drill. Student, can you take out your colored tiles now? Take out a tile and call it OI. Can you repeat that sound? Okay, now take out a second tile and call it OL. Put it right after the OI. Now tap it and say it. What do you have? Did you say oil? The car might need some more oil. If you did, that's right. Okay, now can you say T? Take out a new tile and call it T, and put it on the front of oil. What's your new word? Did you say toil? If you did, that's right. When you're working hard at something, people say you are toiling at your work. Okay, find the T in toil. I want you to change the T into a P. Now tap it and say it. Did you say poil? If you did, that's right. Not a word on its own, but let's change it into a real word. So add a new tile and let's put it on the front. We're going to call it S. What happens when you put S on the front of poil? Tap it and say it. Did you say spoil? When something goes bad, we say it is spoiled. That's right. Okay, now find the OI in spoil. Change the OI into an Now tap it and say it. Did you get spull? If you did, that's right. Not a real word. Let's change the ol into a n. Now tap it, say it. Did you say spun? The dancer spun in a circle? Okay, well that would be correct. All right, great job. You can put your tiles away. Let's do the visual drill. Student, could you tell me the sounds of this grapheme? Did you say ed, id, d, and t? If you did, that's right. Teacher, do about 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. Now let's do the auditory drill. Your sound is aw. Can you repeat that sound? What different graphemes do you know that make the sound aw? How many different ways do you know to write that? Write them down now, and as you're writing them, say the sound again, aw. When you finish, underline them and say the sound again. Now let's check your work. Did you say that O can make the ah sound? As in olive? In a closed syllable, that's what the O does. The short sound of O. And did you say AU and AW can make that sound as well? Ah. If you did, that's right. Teacher, do about 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. It's time for the blending drill. Your teacher has this one already on the table for you. And this is where the graphemes are on the little paper cards. And you're going to tap it and say the whole word. And then the teacher changes one of the cards and a new word is revealed, and on you go. Now, if the teacher doesn't have this one on the table, then no worries. You can just continue the video and I'll provide it here. Let's do some syllable pounding. This is where I'm asking you to count the syllables in a word. Your first word is inhabitant. Can you say that word? Inhabitant. Hab means to live, and to inhabit a place is to live in a place. The person who lives in a place is an inhabitant. So how many syllables are in that word? Let's count them. Inhabitant. Did you say 4? If you did, that's right. Another way to do that would be you could stretch out your arm and you tap your arm for every syllable that happens as you're speaking, and a finger shoots out as you're doing it, and then you just count up your fingers. Okay, try this one. Tuba. How many syllables are in tuba? Did you say 2? I hear the oo and the That's right. How about this? Oil. 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 There's 1 in that one. It's the oi sound. Some people get tricked by ol, which is the sound that L makes. When you improperly say it, it could make your jaw drop. But if we're saying it properly, ol, you can see my jaw doesn't drop. Ol. So oi, ol, oil, right? 1. How about this? Joining. How many syllables? That one has 2. I would like you to take out your Scooping Syllables worksheet, and your teacher has an eye on the time and can tell you how many words you have time to work on. And as you're working through scooping the different syllables, I'd like you to discuss your thinking. And teacher, you've got the answer key provided. Now it's time to make some word sums. You have 2 worksheets provided, and there are different charts, and each chart is relating to one great spelling rule. And we want you to add bases of different syllable types to suffixes and practice applying those great rules. Do that now and then come back to me. Let's move into the new content part of the lesson. And to do this, we'll always start with what we know. In the last lesson, you were introduced to a new vowel diphthong, and it was OI. Do you remember the sound that OI makes? If you do, tell your teacher now. Did you say oi? If you did, that's correct. And what we learned was that OI has common patterns. One that is often used is OIL. And so what would that word be? Could you tap it and say it? That would be oil, oil. And we could add something on the front and still keep that OIL pattern. Foil. Today we're going to learn about a different way to make the oi sound, a different grapheme that can be used. This one is used when we want to put oi at the end of a word. You'll remember that we don't like to end words in English with the I at the end, so we try to avoid that, and OY is a nice easy way to do that. So just let me grab that. So what I want you to do is I want you to say oi when you see OY. So what would that word be? Tap it and say it. That would be boy. We have a little drill, and it's a sort drill. So you don't even have to read the words, and teachers got an eye on the time. If you really want to read them and you do have time, feel free. But otherwise, you can just quickly sort them. And you'll see the headings, OI at the beginning, middle, or end of the word, and OY at the beginning, middle, and end. And I'd like you to take the word cards and just sort them under the correct heading for where you see the grapheme in that word. So is OY at the end? If it is, give it a sort there. And where's the OI? Is it in the middle? And then you'll start to, like by the end of it, you'll see that these patterns emerge. Once you've completed the sorting drill, you'll have a lot of words on the table under those headings. Then further sort them into word families. So you'll see there's the OIL family, and so take all those OIL words and put them together. And the OIN words would go together as well. And once that's done, you can take out your chart. And I'd like you to record the words on your chart. Now let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for reading. You'll need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape for this one. Can you say K? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say Oi? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. Can you say N? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it and think about the spelling. Did you say this word was coin? I put a coin in the machine. If you did, that's correct. And it would be spelled C-O-I-N. When we hear the oi in the middle, we'll use O-I. Okay, put those back and let's try a new word. Can you say F? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say Aw? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say Ul? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say T? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you say this word was fault? It's not my fault. If you did, you're right. And we spell this one F-A-U-L-T. Okay, teacher, if there's time, you could do another word in this way. And if not, then have the student move on to reading the words on the single word list. Then the short story, and then you'll add the fluency element. Let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for spelling. Student, you'll need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape for this one. Your word is boy. Can you repeat that word? Now, what's the first sound that you hear in boy? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in boy? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you spell this one B-O-Y? If you did, that's right. That's our new combination for today, the O-Y combo, to make the oi sound. And we'll use that when we hear oi at the end of a word. Great job. You can put those tiles back and get ready for a new word. Your word is foil. Can you repeat that word? I might say, I will put tin foil around the food and put it into the fridge. Foil. What's the first sound that you hear in foil? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in foil? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. And what's the last sound that you hear in foil? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you spell this one F-O-I-L? If you did, that's right. When you hear the oi in the middle of a word, you'll use O-I. Teacher, you can do more words in this way if you have time. And if not, then student, grab your lined paper and a pencil because we're going to write some single words. Okay, your word is toy. I'd like you to tap the sounds in toy, say the whole word, and then write it down. Did you spell this one T-O-Y? If you did, that's right. Okay, try this one. Join. I will join the club. Tap it, say it, write it down. Did you spell this one J-O-I-N? Great job if you did. Okay, try this one. Soy. Sometimes I drink soy milk. Soy. Tap it, say it, write it down. Did you spell this one S-O-Y? If you did, that's right. Okay, now it's time to write some sentences. The teacher will read all 3 sentences, and student, you can choose the 2 that will be written. After you write a sentence, make sure you check your work with CHOPS. Let's do a quick review before you go. We've been working on vowel diphthongs. Student, what is a vowel diphthong? Can you tell your teacher now? And to define it, you can just say the sentence. When 2 vowels. Did you say when 2 vowels go walking, they make a brand new sound? That's right. We've learned about 4 vowel diphthongs so far. Could you write down the 2 graphemes that make the sound aw that are vowel diphthongs? So say the sound aw as you write it down, and then underline them and say the sound again. And we'll check your work. AU and AW are the 2 vowel diphthongs that can make aw. Okay, and we've learned about 2 more vowel diphthongs. These are the ones that make oi. Can you say that sound? Now I'd like you to write down the graphemes for oi. You know 2 ways to write the sound oi. And let's check your work. Did you say O-I and O-Y? If you did, that's right. Great job today. This is the end of lesson 90. This is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy.